Jackie, you know, you're really going to have to think about whether or not it's in the best interest of the theater to take on the position of treasurer.
What the?
I didn't know you were... I was just...
Oh, right. I thought you were.
Hi.
Hi.
Actually, I wanted to ask you some questions.
Actually, I wanted to talk to you.
Well, I'm the detective, so I'll go first.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. How would you define a lot of boyfriends?
Excuse me?
Never mind. Something about relationships in the theater.
What do you mean by relationships?
Who's stooping who?
Oh.
More specifically, tell me about Melissa and Tip. And when I say Melissa and Tip, I don't mean the two of them together. Although, if they were together, tell me about that too.
Well, Melissa was married, and I don't think she had any relationships of the stooping kind with anyone in the theater. Tiff was seeing Eddie Kowalski. He played Biff in our musical adaptation of Death of a Salesman. Oh, my darling, oh, my dear, we're finally free, we're free and clear. People really seem to like musicals. My mom wanted to see it, but she couldn't get tickets for any other day but a Thursday. I also understand that Tiff was helping Stephen LaFleur rehearse his part for our Christmas pantomime. I'm not sure how she found the time to work on both shows, but I'm sure she didn't mind, because he's a hottie.
What about James Malone?
What about him?
I understand there was a bit of a squabble between you and Tiff over him?
Oh. You heard about that. It wasn't anything major. James and I were never really serious.
And when Tiff came into the picture?
When Tiff came into the picture, James and I were already starting to get bored of each other. Him and Tiff had a little bit of fun, and then she moved on to Eddie.
If I were to ask James Malone, would he tell me the same story?
Yes. Please believe me, Tom. It wasn't anything serious.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. So, what do you want to ask me?
Oh, wait, what was it?
Maybe I should let you go first?
No, wait, I remember. I didn't think much of it at the time, but there is something I thought of that I thought you might be interested in. When I first came here, I came to the backstage to do my warm-ups. After about a minute or so, I thought I heard someone else enter. I heard the door open and close. I called out, but no one answered. I figured they'd just gone downstairs where they hadn't heard me. Shortly after that, Luke and Carolyn entered. They were discussing the fight scene between Mackers and Macduff. It happens predominantly in song, but it's sort of like a dueling banjos, but in song. And no banjos. And with swords. I'm rambling. Anyway, when I went downstairs, there was no one else here. I didn't think much of it at the time, but I thought that now it might possibly be important. Am I just being paranoid?
No, I'm glad you told me. You never know what's important.
Kind of like in The Mousetrap. Oh, we put that on 2 years ago.
Was it a musical version?
No, Agatha Christie sells well.
Well, I'll give it some thought.
Please do. It is important. Well, important to us.
Sure.
Sure as in yes?
Sure, as in I know it's important to you, and I'll give it some thought. Now, shoo. I need to talk to my partner.
Right. We would really appreciate it, though.
Shoo?
Right.
Interrupting something?
No, I was just going. She's scary.
You don't have to work with her.
Shoo?
Nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, what were you and Luke talking about?
Nothing, just about the theater. Any new ideas?
Nope. You?
Nothing.
Okay, new theory.
Oh God, not again.
Melissa decides to hang herself. She writes out a suicide note. Tiff comes in, sees Melissa, and saves her. Melissa is so upset that once again, Tiff has screwed her over. She grabs a knife and she kills her. Because, you see, there are layers. On the surface, they're friends. Beneath that is tension and rivalry. Beneath that is actual affection. But beneath that is another layer of tension and rivalry. Melissa sprains her right wrist, so she kills Tiff with her left hand. She then writes out a new suicide note, with her left hand on pre-signed letter paper. She then hangs herself a second time, causing a second rope. There! Just so the keeps wrapping up all the loose ends.
What about the knife in the bag?
She decided to hide it.
Why? She's dead.
Time travel.
Time travel?
Time traveling alien robots from the future!
Do you set out to annoy me, or do you just do it naturally?
It's a little of both.
Jackass.
Oh, come on, you love me. You know you do.
You didn't go off on that tangent just to avoid the whole Penny and James thing, did you?
I heard about that. I didn't think it was overly important. Didn't really fit with the whole case.
Tom, we don't know it fits until it actually does. Don't let your feelings run away with you.
Right.
You say that, but I don't think it's actually sinking in.
Maybe this play actually is cursed.
No such thing as curses.
No, people get killed in theaters all the time.
Ever hear of opera?
Was that a joke? Jane, I'll make a human of you yet. So, what's this play about anyways?
What?
What?
You never read Mackers? Not even in high school?
We read Caesar, Hamlet, R&J, the one about the cross-dressing chick. So, what's it about?
Well, as I remember it, McBee. Here's a prediction that he will one day become king.
From the witches, right?
His wife convinces him to kill the real King, Duncan.
So, Mel convinces Amy to kill Tiff. Maybe? I'm grasping at straws here.
Shut up! McBee becomes paranoid. He starts killing off people. His wife realizes what she's unleashed. She goes mad, and then she kills herself.
So, Melissa's character commits suicide? Where? Sorry, continue.
Macker's friends turn against him, and they declare war, and Macduff chops his head off.
Now, when you say Macduff chopped his head off,
Macbeth's head. Macker's head. Get it?
sure. So, why'd they make this McBee guy king anyway?
Well, up until the point that he started killing people, he was the king's best man, he was a great warrior, an able general, a dependable...
What? You got an idea?
Maybe.
Oh, I almost forgot. When Penny came in earlier, she thought she heard someone leave.
She thought someone...
It was, yeah.
Here! I've got to check something. Get the theater's financial records and get the sign-in sheets.
She does that all the time.
You wanted to see me, right?
Yeah, thanks for coming. Coffee?
Thank you. We just wanted to ask you a few questions. Like what?
Cream? Sugar?
Cream. Grown up? No, thank you. I know it's cliche, but I do like the odd donut. Okay. We just wanted you to go over what happened today.
Okay, well, like I said, I was late today, right?
No, from the beginning.
The beginning?
Yes, start from when you left the house.
Okay. I left my house at about 1 o'clock. I then went straight to the bank. I had some business to attend to, right? I then came straight to the theater and signed in. Almost everyone was here, right? I then found my stage manager script and found Luke. We discussed what we were going to do this rehearsal. When I saw that everyone had signed in, I assumed everyone was here, right? So then we started the rehearsal. We were doing Act 2, Scene 3. During the rehearsal, I was running about, making sure everything was running smoothly. And then about halfway through the scene, I hear Carolyn screaming, right? So I go to see what was the matter. And then I find her in the props room, right? And there's Tiff, dead.
It must have been traumatic.
Yes, it was.
You said that when everyone had signed in, you assumed that everyone was here.
Right?
Carolyn hadn't signed in.
No, but I saw her, so I knew she was here, right?
But you hadn't seen Melissa or Tiff.
No, but they had signed in, right?
You grabbed your script. Where was that?
My script, it was on the shelf in the change room.
A stage manager's script is important. It's got all the blocking, all the notes. Do you often leave it on a shelf in the change room?
Oh, no, I usually bring it home with me. I just forgot it here last rehearsal, right?
Last rehearsal, you also forgot your bag.
Right.
You forgot your script in your bag. Was not have been a good day for you.
Oh, no. I was a little flustered, you know, bad day at work and stuff, right?
What sort of stuff?
You know, stuff.
Oh, stuff.
Right.
Right.
What did you have to do at the time of the murders?
I was at the bank. I had to pay some bills and
Stuff, right?
Right. Why did you have to pay those bills before rehearsal? You've never booked before rehearsal before. And apparently you know about this in advance because you gave the theater key to Melissa, not Luke, the director. He didn't even know about it until early this morning. Jackie, how long does it take you to bike to the bank?
10, 15 minutes.
So why did it take you 45 minutes today?
I had to stop along the way.
Makes sense. Pick up a jug of milk, a stick of butter, commit a double murder.
No.
Was it her ideas coming off the theater, or was it yours?
No.
It was a great little setup. You as producer and her as treasurer. You handled the tickets and you could undermine the sales and she could hide it on the books. But why kill her? Was she starting to get cold feet? Did she want out?
No.
I think it was much more along the lines of you wanting out. But she wouldn't let you, would she?
No, it's not.
What happened?
We don't think you meant to kill Mel.
No, it's...
Maybe it was an accident.
Maybe you just lost control.
We can help you, but you're going to have to tell us what happened.
What happened, Jackie?
I needed the money. My husband never had a head for business. It worked for a while, but then the repairs to the theater started running over budget. And she said that if I took out, she'd arrange it in the books and I took all the blame. How could she? I lost it. And there was a rope right there and I killed her.
Decided to make it look like a suicide.
And because you put such poor pressure on your pencil and paper, it paid off.
You could erase your name and make it look like you hadn't even shown up yet.
I thought that if I came back later, it would look like I hadn't even been there yet.
But it didn't end there.
Tiff came in.
Yes.
It was Jackie. I knew she was skimming.
I never pegged her for a murderer.
I told you it was her.
You did not.
Yes, I did. So, anyway, I figure I'm pretty much guaranteed to be the next treasurer after all this. No, after all of this, I really think we need to irradiate the old board altogether. I think I should run for president.
It's a popularity contest. If you think you're well enough liked, shouldn't be a problem.
So it's just bad luck that got Tiff killed then.
Yeah, Tiff was dealing with body when, no, Jackie was dealing with body when Tiff came in.
But what about the fact that she was stabbed with her left hand?
She was a fighter. Jackie held her with the right, stabbed her with her left. Threw the knife in the bag behind the cupboard, wrote out a new note, dealt with the body. By the time she came back to retrieve her bag, Penny had arrived.
Poor girl. All of this for what, a few $1,000s?
Probably why it got started, and who would miss a couple $100 here and there?
Well, thank you for everything.
Not a problem.
And also, thank you for stepping in to help us out like this. So I'll see you at the next rehearsals?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Great, and don't worry, we'll all be there to help you out as much as we can.
What?
Am I looking at the next Lady McM?
No. I agreed to play the role of Duncan, and I will be stepping in as their new stage manager.
I understand it's a long-standing tradition of community theater to have more than one position.
Hey, Tom. See you tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'll pick you up at 8.
Great.
What? She's not a suspect anymore. I'm allowed.
Come on, let's get some coffee.
Sounds good. You buy it?
Sure.
Sounds even better. Wait! One more thing. Macbeth!
Happy now?
Yeah?
Jackass.
Weird.
it without them. So we just want to have a few thanks. Some of the first people that show up when we get here, before we get here, are hair and makeup people. Our hair was done by, well, our hair was done by Stacy Poirier. You can give her a round of applause. Our makeup was done by Deb, and she is also really awesome. I don't know if she's come back or not. Let's give her a round of applause. Our stage manager is Chris Armstrong, helped by Lee, and they can come out. Lee's assistant, and he should be up here.
Yes,
He left.
Lee?
Oh.